All right, welcome everybody. We're gonna get everything started here shortly. Few final touches here, getting the Discord ready to go, getting the YouTube ready to go. The Discord has been pinged. And somebody in the Discord let me know if the audio is good. All right, started here pretty shortly. Boom. All right, audio check 1, 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe and buy some Moodang. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Let's get this thing started. Let's start with the weekly on Bitcoin. We're closing that weekly candle in 28 minutes. We are once again rejecting off of the Omega heart line here that we've been in this channel here since 2017, and we're coming up, and you know, most people would argue that's kind of a double top situation within an entire double top, but let's wait for this to resolve a little bit more. What I would like to see is, at this point, I would really like to see the weekly get oversold with everything that we've been seeing here. Now, it could just trade sideways and linger down and finally get an oversold after trickling sideways until like May or June. Or we could just dip it until, you know, 75, 80K, 85K, like people are talking about. It's tough to say right now. We need a little bit more data. We need follow through, right? Because, you know, we saw this weekly candle, we got above that heart line, we pierced back through it, but we didn't get any follow through. We remained flat for weeks on end. And I kind of have a hunch that we're going to be doing the same thing here. Sellers are going to have to prove me wrong on that one. Until we take out this wick at 89K, I'm not worried about anything lower. I'm still not really convinced that we're going to 77K like a lot of people think. I see us stopping at 89 or 85, and we can reassess from there, of course. Let's go to the daily. The daily is not looking spectacular at the moment. We got our HSI retest, and off of the retest we got 3 black crows. Not a good sign. Usually 3 black crows is a bearish continuation signal. However, you can see the confluence on the daily with the weekly for that 89K level. That 89K level was the terminal bar for this harmonic pattern over here. This giant crab pattern that took about 7 months to develop. And as you can see, it's not performing. Normally you would see these crab patterns in actual bearish scenarios go straight to the target 1, target 2. And that's why these people are screaming for this so much, is because people that don't know how to read the software are calling for 76K or 66K when you had this HSI retest right here and it failed immediately. You already knew right here. You already knew within how many bars is that? It took 11 days. After 7 months, it took 11 days to invalidate this pattern, and that's why I'm not looking for 77K. There's nothing telling me that we're going to 71 or 76 or 66K or whatever. There's nothing telling me that we're doing that yet. So, I really think our next point of control on the daily, if we're really going to go there, is obviously that old HSI support and then that wick from there. So that 88 to 92K pocket, to me at the moment, is the floor. If we go through it, let's reassess from there. But to actually go through it, what I mean is like a daily candle close below this, and then I want to see a back test and then down. Then we can talk about 77K. But it's probably going to be a fake out and just rip like everything else, you know. And it just so happens we would be oversold at that point too on the daily. Get ourselves a fresh arrow and a fresh dot between 88 and 92K. That would be pretty sweet. Let's go on to a few altcoins. I'm going to take a peek at XLM on the weekly. Not fantastic, but not terrible either. We did get a bullish engulfing candle just randomly, you know, way off that previous low. We did get an overbought confirmation dot though. The way to get those dots, I'm going to go over that real quick on stream here. So you see the red arrow pointing down, so you're going to take the top of that candle there, and then as soon as you get your first retest, which was this candle here, you need to print 2 more red candles to get the dot. So your second candle here is pending confirmation still, so once it closes, that dot will be confirmed. So what we want to see, that dot is fine, right? It depends on what the price action does at the dot. So I'm going to make a trend line here because that is where the dot trend line is going to be. What we want to see is our indicators stay high. Instead of going buried, we want to see our indicators stay high and just kind of bob around, and then we go off to the next fib extension, which I believe would be the 2618 on this one. So you know, you're looking at this this macro version of XLM right here. We can go back to 2021 and kind of do something like this. So let's see what our 1618 is. You know, we're looking at something, you know, like a $1.26 by summertime. Seems likely. It'd be pretty weird for this big of a pattern to fail prematurely, you know. That being said, if it doesn't continue like we want it to, then obviously your next spot here, we're going to be looking for something like this. Down to an 886. Right about there. So at 14 cents. And I don't know about you, but watching XLM go from 38 to 14 cents would be pretty dang bad. I would not want to see that. Would crypto be over at that point? No, it'd still be a higher low. But that's a lot of pain for a lot of people. Let's see what happens. Alright, let's see. I am going to go over to ETH. Ethereum, we were watching that falling wedge for quite some time. We all got happy because it broke out. And then on that breakout, let's see here. So buyers took back 60% of the price action on that daily candle for that breakout. And then what did they do? They sent it to the pits of fucking hell. There you go. The good news is we did come back to the support we've been talking about. Let's see, how far did we wick down? Oh, 2750. Weird, you know. I've been wanting ETH to hit 2700 for a long time, and a lot of people have been calling me crazy, but guess what? Here we are, ETH at 27. That's just fantastic. Time to buy some ETH soon. Let's get an oversold indication on the daily. Not yet, soon. Moodang. I know a lot of people are invested in Moodang on this Discord. This weekly chart looks fucking terrible. We're still not oversold, even at 7 cents, coming from 68 cents to 7.5 cents. We're still not oversold. 3-day, we are oversold. Failed the last dot. In order to get another arrow even, we need to bring the HSI all the way back up. What is the HSI right now on the 3-day? Negative 11? Negative 11 HSI on the 3-day. Alright. What the hell is that? The 4-hour, still drawing lines here. The 4-hour, a lot of volume is coming in for buys. I want to see, well, obviously we need to see 2 more green candles after this arrow here to get a dot. So let's get our green candles and let's get our dot. Let's retest our HSI line and let's go. I like what I'm seeing on the RSI here. You got a lower price action, but it's the same low on the RSI. So that's some hopium for you. Yeah, daily not looking fantastic. It's, you know, we're failing this most recent HSI line. You got a falling 3 methods and then potentially a big follow through candle right here. It's not looking fantastic right now. There's some hope on the hourly right here though. That's actually pretty cool. Look at all this volume right here. And then you have oversold confirmation underneath the hop. So that's deeply oversold, and that's deep value right there. So we'll probably get a move at least back to target 1, which is 10 cents. You know, cross your fingers for target 2 at 11 cents. And, you know, then let's get a higher low. And then let's send this thing. But there's a lot of work to do yet. This is only on the hourly. You just saw the daily, weekly, 3-day, all fucking disgusting. So let's do some work on the hourly first. Another one that's got me laughing is Chill Guy, because a leader of a different Discord that people are in. I'm not going to name any names, but he specifically came into voice and interrupted everybody talking to say that Chill Guy was going to be the next big thing. And this was back in December when Chill Guy was in the 40s. So if you would have FOMO'd in based off of him saying that, you would be down 92.8% right now. 92.8%. So that's why you don't just like FOMO in at the top. That's ridiculous. You wait for things like this. You wait for massive drawdown. You wait for bottoming structures. You wait for something. Chill Guy on the daily doesn't even have anything yet. We'll go on the 4 hour. We're trying to complete a crab pattern here, but again, RSI is buried, HSI is pointing down. Needs more time. Needs a lot more time. Let's look at some better stuff. Everybody's been liking in this bull market, like XRP. XRP. A lot of volume coming in at that pattern completion. I like that. RSI is buried. Daily crab has completed its target 2 move, and I can barely see that. Let's see. Oh yeah, it is oversold. You see that? It's oversold. Oversold at target 2. So what we want to see here is maybe something like this. You know, let's get our arrow. We need 1 green candle. So we need to either be flat or go up tomorrow to get a arrow. And then we need 2 or 3 days of price action to get our dot. We need 2 green bars, and hopefully we get that within 3 days is what I'm trying to say. So we need an arrow, we need a dot at this target 2, and then XRP is, even though it's in outer space way up here, after this insane run, the data is suggesting it's oversold. So let's get some confirmation that it's oversold, and then let's go long again on XRP. Still gonna laugh though, because we were making fun of this for years, because it was the same price for years, and now it's just exploding. ADA is another one. It's a US based crypto, so the tax implications are going to be next to nothing. I really would like to see ADA get back to like the 65 to 70 range and give me the dot. We have the arrow. Give me a dot right there, somewhere in there. And these gray patterns are patterns that haven't completed yet. They still need 1 more bar to actually complete. And you can see the range where this would be valid in. It's a huge range, actually. It's a 41% range that as long as that next daily candle close completes anywhere in there, or even wicks to it, the pattern will be complete. All right, let's see. AMP. God, I hope that deep crab doesn't complete. Oh, I mean, I guess by the techniques it did already. 0.0059 was the highest point, so as long as we get a terminal bar somewhere above 0.00575 tomorrow, then we will have a crab pattern. It won't look like the one that it's trying to print. It'll look like this. It'll look like that. Kind of goofy looking, but that's an 886. AMP, give me an arrow, give me a dot. Same story on a lot of these. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but APE here is looking really good. I bought some this morning. APE in the 70s is kind of a pipe dream. I didn't think I would get it. I admittedly bought pretty heavy in the 80s. But that's what you get, right? For buying heavy in one spot, layer in your buys. And then we're just at this next area of support. Right there. See what chat says. It's good to see you guys. Doji, Anonymous, Commander Crunk, I'm assuming that's Chili. DJ, only here to get banned. Alright. You're already kicked. You're welcome. Thought I was older? Nope, got you tricked. Could be a rapper. I'm too white to be a rapper. Let's take a look at Doge. Let's see. Dogecoin. So what's funny is this morning it was at like 30 cents and I was like, let's get a dot at 26 cents, and all of a sudden I sneezed and all of a sudden Dogecoin was at 26 cents. We got our oversold arrow already. So let's get 2 green candles at this support and get our dot. We completed our bad action magnet move down here on the RSI. We got some volume, twice as much as the moving average. Let's get our dot on Doge. Let's stay above 25, 26, and let's send this thing to the next extension upwards. DYDX is one I've been looking at on the 3-day. The framework on this is, it's truly impeccable. This is something you see like in Scott Carney's book. You got the shark on the 3-day that took about 9 months. Yep, 9 months to develop. And then what happened off of that shark? You got an instantaneous type 1 reaction. And after you hit the type 1 reaction, what you're looking for is a type 2 return, which is what this is, back to the terminal bar. Once you hit the terminal bar, you activate the type 2 reaction. So after the type 2 return, you get the type 2 reaction, which, you guessed it, type 2 reaction leads to target 2. So are you ready for DYDX to go from 80 cents to $4.10 for a 410% gain? I am. This is one I've been buying today. DYDX is looking pretty good. Deep, we were talking about lower numbers because this thing's just been impossible to catch. It's like the opposite of a falling knife. Could have just bought anywhere and been fine, basically. Hourly, not much there. 4 hour. Yeah, let's get something completed down at 16, 17 cents, and we'll talk about that again. Let's see. SWFTC. What the hell is that? Swift coin? Don't tell me this is like a Taylor Swift coin or some shit. Swifty. Wow, the 4 hour looks super topped right now. That looks, you got your arrow, you got your dot, you got your back test of your HSI, and you're following through it. Your indicators are going below 50. So right now you're expecting continuation downward. You know, let me get a fib on this thing. Yeah, right about there. Oh, weird, that HSI is right next to the 886. I was gonna say to like look there, but I wanted some more confluence. But yeah, wait for another, wait for oversold right there at the 886 at, what is that? 0.02, 0.022 in that area. Look for some oversold stuff from there. Let's see, and that is, to make a long make sense, you have to let this thing go down 42%. Just saying. Taking a long doesn't make sense, but if for some reason you get another test, a fourth freaking peak up here at 4.4, one could definitely argue a short. Yeah, let's get something down here. ETC, old Ethereum Classic, arguably doing even worse than Ethereum, which is hard to say. Let's see. Got your bad action magnet move complete. That's a good sign. What's not a good sign is you got a bearish backtest off the 50 HSI here. So you broke through here, backtested there. That's not great. Not great. You did candle close below these wicks here. You did somehow park yourself there at that $21 support. It would be really nice to see this bearish shark complete to target 2. Man, I keep drawing the freaking lines instead of scrolling. I gotta stop doing that. So what I mean is we need an arrow and a dot and some confluence down here at target 2. That's what I want to see for ETC. Filecoin was one that got absolutely obliterated, and actually I scooped some of that up today because I saw it in the 3s and I just instinctively, impulsively, fat finger buyed, didn't even care where it was at. I just saw it in the 3s and I added to my spot bags. I was like, oh, this looks good. But it actually crushed that $4 support where it was screwing around with for so long. What's nice is, though, you're at a spot where you can really manage some risk here. Like if you wanted to start getting into some leverage here on file, you know, you wait for that 315 to, what's that wick down there, 288. That would be pretty sick. So like you get yourself a 10 or 20x somewhere in there. I don't condone leverage trading, right? Because you can lose a lot really fast. But if you can manage the risk, you know, why not? Get your buy somewhere right there. Set your stop at like 281, and then enjoy the bull market. Will we get it? I don't know. Will it play out? I don't know. We'll see. GRT. Good old GRT, kind of the same thing as file. Look at that. So we had our breakout of the pennant, and now we're completing another, I believe that's a bat pattern. That's either a bat or a Gartley. We hit target 2 of this Gartley over here. We got our oversold arrow and dot. We pierced through it, yeah. But our HSI is already above 50. So GRT is looking pretty decent here. Maybe a little bit closer to 13, maybe catch a wick down at 12, that would be good. But GRT is looking pretty close for entry. H-bar on the daily, it's right about to hit oversold. Bad action move complete. I mean, there's a lot of these things that have an argument where they're pretty dang near the bottom. Obviously we need a few days of confluence, of confirmation, I should say. We need an arrow, we need a dot, we need some back testing of that fresh dot line. We need our indicators to start trending upwards. We need a lot of things yet, but let's just say, for analogy wise, we're baking a cake. We got the oven turned on and we're starting to mix ingredients. We're not all the way there yet, but we're getting there. Contentos was another one I've been watching on the weekly. I want that oversold on the weekly. Give me a third bottom. Look at this thing. As soon as it bottoms out at 0.004, buyers take this thing straight up to that next resistance, like every single time. So that is a 604% move from the bottom line to the top line. Let's get oversold and get some sort of structure right here on the weekly. Alts aren't dead. It's just the people that bought way up here think they're dead because they're down 80%. Should have came to the stream for some education, I suppose. Get wrecked. Link. That flag played out really good. That Gartley played out really good. Link is looking strong. That might just be a weekly back test right there. Look at that. You're retesting the peak of that Gartley there. Golfing. Sellers can't make lower low. Let's see. RSI. If we can get that to bounce off the 50, that would be amazing. Yeah. And just to trigger a dot on Link, you would need two red candles above this one here. So just to do a bearish back test, we need to go up 30%. That's nice. What's another one that I'm looking at in the Discord? Matic Polygon was another one. This thing shat a brick today. Look at that though. We were talking about getting it at the hop. It's at the hop. Did you get yours? Did you get yours? Because it's probably not going too much lower. You look at this area here, and we want to see a dot come in, and we want to see some sort of bottoming structure above 28 cents, which we're basically almost there. I bought some Matic today though, added to the spot bags. Take a peek at dot. Yeah, feeling goofy today. Might lose 20% of your gains. Or sorry, 18.5%. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting a pretty good time to buy here. You got your oversold confirmation. We've retested our oversold confirmation. Now we just need two green candles to confirm it and get our dot. Hit our dot on dot like that. It's kind of this old area of resistance here, or support I should say. So it was support, then we dropped through it. It was resistance once, twice, 3 times, and then we broke above it, and then it was support again. Wouldn't it be pretty obvious that buyers would consider this support? The volume says yes. Again, let's see some sort of structure here. If you can manage to get dot under $5, I would just kind of fat finger buy that and add it to your spot bags. You know, worst case scenario, I shouldn't say worst case because it could always go to 0, right? But your next area of support's at $3.50. Render. We've been talking about render quite a bit. I've been saying I wanted render in the 4s, and we finally freaking got it. Check this out. So this Gartley from way back when hit its terminal bar again at this XA level. You probably can't see it very well, but it's right there. So this thing, not only did it complete, but now it wants to go for round 2. So let's get a couple green candles and get our dot. Let's see, that wick goes all the way to 341. Oh my god, what if we have another scam wick like that on render? What if it's just like boop, boop, up, down, bam? Yeah, what are you gonna do about that? What percentage is that? 23% wick in a freaking day, up and down. That's stupid. But yeah, that's why I've been waiting for render in the 4s. Yeah, I'd feel okay with adding some render on spot right now. Get it closer to freaking $3.40 though, and I'd be more inclined to whale right in. All right. Let's see. And what are the other ones? Some other ones. SRM was one that's just been really interesting. Despite all the craziness, it's still been holding this line that it's been at for 2 years. All the way from October of 2023, we're still holding that line. We might break through it tomorrow, or today I should say, on this candle. We got 21 hours left and we're under it. But if we close above it again, how glorious would that be? I'm looking for that target too. Casual 90% gain on spot right there. Let's take a look at some stocks on the weekly. That's what we should do. Nvidia was pretty hilarious. You know, it was more than cooked on the weekly. You know, you were dancing around this HSI, and buyers just couldn't get anywhere with it, and then your indicators the entire time it was there were falling, and you could tell something was going to happen. You have this ugly rising wedge shape, like, of course you don't need any of that AI news to tell you that Nvidia is cooked. Look at that run. If it forms a rising wedge at the top of a run and the indicators are freaking cooked, making triple bearish divergence on the weekly time frames, don't tell me you didn't expect that. Now the question is everybody going to just hold here and buy it all back up? I know it doesn't look like a huge drop on the weekly, but on the daily, let's see, that was 21% in a day. I guess technically it took over the weekend, but still, one trading day. Ridiculous. Crypto's too volatile to trade. Better buy Nvidia. Yeah, get fucked. Apple, what is even that daily candle? Weekly oversold. That's nice. All right, so let's hold right here and then continue to our next move up on Apple. I honestly can't believe that Apple made that kind of a move on the weekly already. That's very strong. Amazon also very strong. You know, we were making fun of Jeff Bezos a couple weeks ago because he needed to take a bunch of money out to pay for his wedding or whatnot, or his daughter's wedding. But the stock just kept rising. You know, we were mentioning that right about here, and I was really expecting some follow through here because your indicators were heading down. You broke through your HSI. But then look what happened. HSI and RSI got above the 50 level, and then you broke out, retested, and now you're above it. I don't know. Things are wacky. Weekly is just not stopping. Monthly, absolutely not stopping. RSI, yeah, we got plenty of room to go on Amazon still. Yeah. The Magnificent Seven, big tech stocks, freaking orange juice, dude. What even is orange juice, and why is it up 500% in 5 years? Freaking orange juice. Wait, is orange juice a better performer than XRP? Let me find out. Hold on, we need some more data here. Yeah, okay. So that was the COVID low. No, okay. Not even close. Let's see Bitcoin. Let's see how Orange Juice did compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin did better. Yeah, apparently I'm an idiot then. Orange Juice did not perform in any crypto, but still really funny that a freaking commodity that you buy from the refrigerator section of your grocery store is up 500%. When I say 2 green candles, what time frame do I focus on for those 2 green candles? It depends on which time frame I'm currently looking at that has the dot. So let me cherry pick an example here on BTC Weekly. So you can see how we had a overbought indication there. So that will give you an imaginary line for what you would call an HSI arrow retest, which you put that line at the top of a bearish structure or at the bottom of a bullish structure. So as soon as we pierce that line, that begins the retest. Once we pierce that line, we're looking for 2 red candles after that line pierce. So we got 1, and we're working on a second one. It's really tiny right now. Obviously the weekly candle is 9 minutes old right now, but we're working on a dot for BTC Weekly. If we can't close this one green, that dot will be confirmed. Now, like I said before, if that dot prints, it'll print. If this weekly candle close just keeps going, if it keeps going down, that's where our line is going to print at 97K. So if we do some sort of, W bottom down at 89, and then our indicators are all of a sudden back above 50 and we break above it, then everything's smooth sailing. I'll show you an example of what I'm looking for like a bullish use case. Let's see if link on the daily. Yeah. So link on the daily, for example, your HSI support would be put at the base of that candle that the arrow printed on because it's bullish, so you put it at the base. Yesterday's candle marked the first day of the retest. So now what we need is 2 daily green candles from this point on in order to create the dot. So the thing about the dot is we could have 1, 2, 3, 4 bearish candles, and then all of a sudden we get our 2 green candles, and then we get our dot way down here. So that's why we wait for the dot. That's why I want to wait for the dot, because it could come in 3 days, it could come in 3 weeks. I mean, hopefully we don't sell off for 21 days straight, right? But still, it could be something stupid too, where we sell off for 4 days, get a nice big green candle, and then sell off for another 4 days, and then we get our dot. There could be a lot to happen yet before we get our dot, and that's why we wait, because there's still a lot of potential drawdown. The reason for these indicators is we see price get to an area, and then we want to see it be oversold, and then we want to confirm that it's oversold, and then we want to see our indicators confirm that the market is reversing at those oversold confirmations. So there's a lot to stack up in this harmonic software to really get you a good entry. Anything else on the weekly for stocks? S&P 500. We were talking about what we were talking about. Oh yeah, that's right. We were talking about that weekly cup and handle target potentially getting reached soon, and then potentially seeing a pretty wild pullback. We'll see. We kind of bounced right off this weekly HSI support, right? But we might end up just trickling around here and getting overbought again on the HSI. We'll see. If not, then it's still kind of looking like continuation on the weekly. HSI trying to break it back above 50. Daily working on a fresh dot. We'll see what happens. RSI is still pretty high, so yeah, we might see a mild pullback on the S&P, but no big correction yet. Let's take a look at total on the weekly. That's not fantastic, is it? I mean, if you know anything about Japanese candlestick patterns, that's an evening star followed by another evening star, and then your shooting star candle right here had the most volume on it, and now your indicators are going down. Not fantastic to see on total market cap for the weekly. However, your hopium is that oversold confirmation there. Let's go retest that and then continue on to our 2618 extension that we also deserve. That macro cup and handle target on logarithmic scale sits at 10 trillion, so that's about a 3x from here. On non-log, it's right about at that 1618 at 4.4. Yup. All right. Any requests? Any questions? Any people want any sort of education on harmonics? Anything? Check the old Discord here. Yeah, honestly, just kind of reading through the Discord there, it wouldn't be surprising if this was a sell the news event. You know, you think about what happened at SNL. Everybody was waiting for Elon to talk about Doge, and everybody was buying Doge in anticipation for Elon to talk about it. And then we all know what happened at SNL. And here we are, the past year. We know who's been, not year, but it's felt like a year. We've known for a long time who's going to be coming into office, and even when we didn't know for sure, most people knew that Kamala wasn't going to win. Sorry, but not sorry to say it. It was pretty obvious. You know, with all these executive orders being signed and all this crazy stuff that's going on, and like, you know, the 100 changes a minute that Trump is making, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now, and that created kind of this pause that we're seeing, in my opinion. I don't think we're going to see a big crash. I think we're going to see a pause. As the data rolls on, I would not be surprised if we just kind of grind sideways for a while. Might even be till summer. That's the thing. everybody, nobody really expects to just go sideways forever. Somebody wants up, somebody wants down. Nobody expects to go sideways. So I think that might be what happens. I mean, it would make sense, right? You're just looking at this chart. What if we just ping pong in that 3 trillion to 3.88 trillion? It looks like a small area on the chart, but that's 25% swings on total market cap. Think about what 25% of a swing will do for altcoins. I mean, shoot, just that last couple weeks, you know, total went down 15%, and we saw, let's look at WIF. Like WIF on the weekly, just 76% in 6 weeks. In the past 2 weeks, 40%, you know? It wouldn't be weird to see total market cap ping pong around until summertime, until we really blow the top off that 1618 that we've been struggling with. And what I mean by the 1618 that we've been struggling with is that daily crab here. If we measure this out, you know, you got your 1618, and you get your long pause, and then you go up next to your 2618. Need to turn off this dang magnet. So we hit our 2618 at 1086 from this crab. So what we're looking for next is another, after that hit, what we're looking for is 30 days, so until about here. So right in this area, we're looking for some chop, some sideways, and then we're going to look to break out of that and go on to the final, maybe final 3618 of this pattern, which is at 132K. Which that would satisfy the macro cup and handle target, that would satisfy the logarithmic 1618 fib, and that would satisfy a bull market bearish breakdown of a crab pattern. All right. Doge, did we look at Doge? We looked at Doge. Yeah, it's at 25 cents already. So here's the thing, it could just be one of those things where it's a false breakout, right? Or not breakout, false breakdown. It could not though, you know, just kind of looking at this, what if we were to connect those two wicks, you know, and then get a bounce down at 20, which would also be the hop of this bat pattern back in the day. The thing is though, we're already pretty dang oversold. I'd be again with all this Doge crap that's been going on in Office and Elon, I'd be surprised if we go a whole lot lower. Yeah, 20 cents seems legit, but I wouldn't put money on 17 or 16 or 12 or whatever. Let's see, anything else? Anything else, you guys? About to wrap it up here pretty quick. Let's see. You know, I still find it funny that some people in this Discord think I'm an old man. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did to make people think that. Alright. So many monitors to look at. It's a lot of data to keep track of when you're streaming. You've got like 6 windows open. Have to have a separate window open for the music. That hopefully isn't too loud or too quiet. Let's see if we got anything going on the low time frame for Doge. See, that's what I'm talking about. So like on the daily, that's what we don't want to see. You know, we don't want to see the line get broken like that, and then back test, and if we make, you know, yikes, better not go past 25, otherwise, yeah, probably 20's next. But 5 minute looks gross. 1 hour kind of looks gross too. Your only hope is these wicks right now at 25. What you got for me, chat? Give me something to look at. What's your favorite shitcoin? Oh, I know one of my favorite shitcoins right now is Scale. That thing has been looking good. Scale. SKL. Whoops. Look at the respect on that weekly level. Even with the massive sell-off, sellers weren't able to push it down. No, sir. Yeah, anywhere between here and 0.031 is a heavy buying for Scale here. This looks really good. You got your Adam and Eve double bottom and then your higher low. And now we're testing like the peak of this higher low here. And man, if this holds, you can easily expect 28 cents or so out of it. 595% gain. Ridiculous. Does that happen to be like the 618 too? Oh, weird. Yeah, it is. Right there at the 618. AMP, #1 shitcoin. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, Trump coin. It's kind of weird when your president can pump and dump you. The crypto space has changed, right? God. They literally announced that shit. And when they announced it, it immediately tanked 60%, and then somebody, aka Trump and his family, bought it. And then from there, it rallied just a casual 5,100% to the top. And then the volume is just, it's gross. Like, it all happened. Look at how big this volume bar is, and it all happened on that wick. All these people that were supporting Trump and wanting to support Trump, they all bought this thing between $48 and $78. Oh my God. Like, hot potato, but with, you know, your entire freaking bank account. And then you managed to go down to 76%. Let's get some sort of oversold confirmation, preferably at the 886, down at $10 for me to like Trump coin again. I tried to play it on the 8 hour because the 8 hour was showing me some good stuff back up here. You know, we were testing, and it just wasn't breaking down, so I went long at, 26, 27. Got stopped out. But what we need here is a retest And then let's get a dot near the 786. Take this thing back up. If not, let's see 10 bucks at the 886. All right, well, I guess that's that, guys. No requests are in, so I am going to get out of here. If you guys could hit that like button if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, share the Discord, share the YouTube video. I'm here to give people an education and help you try to trade as risk management friendly as possible, so you don't end up going through 75% drawdowns buying Trump coin. All right, have a good night, guys. Bye.